And he begged Allah Almighty's forgiveness. But here's the thing. Allah Almighty says that my mercy is more than my punishment. That has always been that way. Look at what Adam and Eve did. Allah forgave them on Arafat. Did they pay a price? Yes, they did. Adam alayhi salam and Eve alayhi salam, they were on earth for 300 years. Adam was begging, crying out to his Lord. Eve was crying out to Adam because her responsibility was to keep him online with his Lord. And they both felt that they had failed. Or sensed that they both had failed. But their consciousness, their awareness of Allah Almighty became even more and more and more and more. So Allah Almighty, there's a reason for sin. There's a reason for that weakness in us. To let us know that we are not Allah Almighty. We allow that weakness to be our Lord. Allah Almighty shows us through that weakness His mightiness. So that is the forbidden fruit. All of us are warned against that big forbidden fruit. Following the desires of our lower desires, or our ego's desires, or accepting this world to be something more than what it is. Now he had a son from that lady. So Allah forgave him. And it was Suleiman alayhi salam. Allah Almighty gave him a kingdom that nobody else had. He was able to control the men, the wind, everything. That nothing didn't move except that Suleiman alayhi salam gave him permission. He even had Shaitan as his servant. Takbir! Allahu Akbar. But Suleiman, Allah tested him. Allah said, I'm giving you a throne, and I'm putting a body on the throne that has no life. It has no soul. He's saying, what are you choosing? Your throne or your Lord? Suleiman means wise. He was very wise. He says, I'm choosing my Lord, because Suleiman had been given everything of the material that you, let's just think if you were in this material world, we in this material world, and we controlling everything. We say, okay, now I want to be 80 degrees outside. Now I want the jinn to go get me some gold and silver and go get this. I want these men to go do this. I want the birds to do. Just think of having that kind of power. And yet, he chose his Lord. He chose his Lord. And Allah Almighty has created us for this time. And because we are of the nation of beloved Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we inherit everything that went before us. Allah Almighty, when He sent that power down to the earth, He sent it because there would always be inheritors on the earth that will still carry that power through themselves. And so we represent our ancestors. So who are we? Who are we? We are not something that we think we are. We are in someone's divine plan. Just like our physical DNA, we cannot change our physical DNA not to look like our parents, or not to be male or female, or a certain height, a certain size, a certain look, a certain bone structure. It is in the family DNA. That's what we inherit. We also cannot change the inheritance of our spiritual DNA from the time of Adam and all those have come before us to establish Allah Almighty's kingdom on earth. And to go against that is like going into our physical body at birth and changing our DNA. We become retarded, stifled. We don't grow in the way that we were intended to grow according to that DNA, because we have interfered with a divine action, a divine program. So the servants of Allah Almighty, that Allah Almighty sent, they are not scholars, they are not teachers, they are just warners. They have been warned themselves. And so when they accept their inheritance, to carry on the inheritance, then they become those who are off returning to their Lord, because soon as they know that they have interfered with Allah Almighty's will for them, they return to Allah Almighty. So the whole point of the Old Testament and New Testament and the Quran is to give us a look, a glimpse, to see those who are off returning to their Lord, how Allah Almighty dealt with them, how Allah had a personal relationship with them. We think our relationship with Allah Almighty is like the sun being up in the sky. It's over there, I'm over here. As long as I don't mess with it, it ain't gonna mess with me. That's our mentality. That's how Shaitan has programmed us from the time we came out the womb of our mother. Not to believe. But regardless of the shadows of deception of this world, in spite of the attacks of Shaitan on us in this world, Allah Almighty is still the king on the throne. That's why he told the angels, when they were saying you're going to create those who are going to cause mischief in the earth, Allah said, I know about them what you know not. I created them. I am their Lord. I am everything's Lord. Allah is everything's Lord. Who do you know that's everything's Lord? Who do you know that Allah is every word's Lord? Every letter's word. Every letter's Lord. Every molecule's Lord. Every atom's Lord. The atmosphere that we breathe in and out, it has a Lord, it's Allah Almighty. Allah Almighty has sent it to us. Allah has given us nothing belongs to us. We didn't bring ourselves here. We don't bring ourselves out the womb. Nobody jump the womb and say, oh, boom, here I am. Start walking, running around, talking, doing stuff, working, making money, doing stuff. Allah Almighty is always put someone in charge to direct us, to correct us, to perfect us. And we go against that. Can you imagine a baby just coming out the womb and a toddler running out in the street somewhere? They found a toddler a couple of weeks ago. He got out the house 3 o'clock in the morning, went in some store, and because the machines, the cameras was on, they saw him. The police went and got him and took him out. What do we know, really? Do you think that the Old Testament, New Testament, Quran, just to read and say, and you go to the church or you go to the mosque, you go to say, I'm righteous? You know what righteousness really is? It's a very basic and fundamental. Knowing who you are, who your Lord is, and doing what you're supposed to do. That's all it is. That's a big thing because it's not a common thing. That's why it's so big. That's why anyone who's trying to do anything right now, it's a big thing.